Hey y'all, it's your girl Insomniac right. I'm back. I haven't been on my YouTube channel with anything. Actually that's a lie. I have been posting content on my YouTube channel, but it's been like private video choreos for my class for them to practice, when before each class or whatever. So I haven't put out any public videos. I think the last thing I did um it was a trailer reaction for Shazam. So anyway, the point is that your girl is back, and I'm here talking about Wednesday. I'm in that studio. I'm actually in the studio where I record my podcast. So I put my green screen up. Every time I want to record at home, it just never works out. Thank y'all for tuning in, sticking with the drunkeninsomniacwriter.com website. I do actually have some reviews. I did a Black Panther review if you haven't checked it out, and I also did Smile. And another thing I'm gonna do for you guys, which is why the podcast is on pause. I'm going to do my top 10 flicks of 2022. It might be a horror flick. I've seen some horror movies. I got to get 10 horror movies together that I actually like, which I probably can. But the point is, I'm going to do that. And I always do an article, but I want to do a video. I've owe you guys so much. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to come back with the trailer reaction. But anyway, y'all not here for that. Let me shut the fuck up. Strap in, get some popcorn. We're going to talk about Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday is the 2022 Netflix series, and so far, I love it. I'm just gonna cut to the chase. I fucking love Wednesday. I always loved the Addams Family anyway, but I'm gonna talk about this in brief, and we're just gonna go from there. So let's get down to who's who in this movie. So Wednesday, our titular star, is played by Jenna Ortega, great actress. If you haven't seen her anything, she was in Scream, the last Scream, 2022, whatever, and X. So she got some other stuff under her belt. We have Christina Ricci, the OG Wednesday from when I was younger. I was like 13, because me and her aren't that far in age. That was my ish too. And I was like, damn, she back. Who's she gonna play? And she was like, I'm not gonna be Wednesday, everyone. So yeah. But the fact that you got the OG Wednesday and the new Wednesday together in the same film is just dope. Catherine Zeta-Jones, she is playing Morticia. Luis Guzmán is Gomez, Wednesday's parents. We have some new folks in here, but before I even get that far, we got Uncle Fester, played by SNL alum Fred Armisen. Who else we got? Lurch, played by this hot guy, George Bercia. To me, I think he's cute, but I have, anyway, I'm gonna shut up. We have It, who actually I thought was going to be CGI, but it was an actual like hand, and I don't know, I can't remember who's the hand, but he's in there. Oh yeah, Isaac Ordonez, Ordonez, I think that's the name. He's a little youngin that plays Pugsley. He's adorable. I always thought Pugsley was the cutest. Like, he's just so fucking adorable. One thing though that's different in this story, Pugsley is younger, and it seems like I don't know. I guess that's just the thing, but I mean, I always thought Pugsley was the older brother because he was in like the black and white show and stuff like that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, Pugsley, adorable kid. If I had a son, I would want him to be like Pugsley. He's such a sweetheart. But back to that, we also have some new folks. We have Gwendoline Christie, from Game of Thrones. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, Brienne, Queen of Tarth, that was my chick. It's one of my favorite characters on the show. We have Emma Myers playing Enid Sinclair. She's Wednesday's roommate. Hunter Doohan playing Tyler Galvin. And we have that, I forget his name. What's his name? Percy Hines White. He plays Xavier. He was on that show Gifted on Fox when they were doing like that kind of like the mutant X-Men type of things. He was on there. That show was actually really good. So if you and it has Bill from True Blood on it. Joy Sunday plays Bianca. She was amazing. And what I want to say about this girl is gorgeous. I'm loving the fact that we have more black women in TV, movies, media with natural hair. It's always, oh, we got to wear the hair permed, or we don't know what to do with it, and this, that, and the third. I'm glad, like, short, natural, braided, locked, whatever. I'm just beautiful. We got Jamie McShane playing Sheriff Donovan. He was in that show about the vampires I can't remember with with Zach from school. Saved by the Bell. I'm so bad with names. But that was a good show. But this has a really good cast. So far, it looks like with the reviews, not just Rotten Tomatoes, but so far it's gotten a lot of views. It's about to dethrone season 4 of Stranger Things, which is the most viewed Netflix series, whatever that they have in the U.S. If it dethrones saving Stranger Things, oh yeah, it's definitely getting a season 2. I had some thoughts. It is not without sin, and I'm gonna get through those real quick. Few things. Let me give you a quick synopsis. If you haven't seen it, by the way, there will be some spoilers. I'm gonna try to keep it spoiler free. But by now, everybody should have seen it. It's been streaming for weeks. I tried to hurry up get this thing on here while the whole thing was still trending. But the point is, whatever. So Wednesday, she gets kicked out of high school because she put piranhas in the pool with the swim team because they were bullying her little brother. And so she goes to Nevermore Academy, which is the same school, coincidentally, that her parents went to. It's like a boarding school. So the school is being run by the headmistress principal, Principal Weems, who actually went to school with her parents. She was Morticia's roommate. So she's like, oh God. And the thing, like any other teenagers, that we feel that our parents, I'm not a teenager anymore, but teenagers tend to feel, which I felt, that our parents want to live vicariously through us. Their, golden years are behind them. So what's the next best thing is to make another little version of you. And even though technically our kids are carbon copies in some cases of us physically, they might look just like us, but the point is they're their own people. We got to let them be their own people. You feel me? But before I get off topic, she has this ability that she gets these visions and she can see things in the future or the past. Come to find out, there's this monster going around killing people, and she's trying to figure out who it is. She feels as though it's somebody she knows, and she's on the case because if she ain't doing nothing, she's doing some sleuthing in this. And the mystery of her going back and forth. Now, I knew after a couple episodes, I was like, oh, I know who it is. I knew because I watch stuff like this. And usually when you got movies or cases like the Who Done It, it's usually you got two options. You got the one that's very fucking obvious, or you got the one that is not obvious. There are some things that I really didn't particularly care for. Jenna Ortega, man, and everyone's favorite episode, I think it was episode 3 or 4 when she did the dance. I'm about to start playing Goo Goo Muck. And if you haven't had the chance to check out that band, The Cramps, the lead singer died a couple years back. They had a couple songs back in the 80s, and that song is trending now. It's kind of like Running Up That Hill, Kate Bush, what Stranger Things did for that. Please don't ruin this song for me because I like The Cramps. They got songs that I can't go on my phone right now, but they got songs that I actually like. And like, yeah, Goo Goo Muck is now the most popular because don't go on TikTok and fuck it up. Because I got to the point, the songs that I love Kate Bush, and that was one of the ones that y'all ruined for me. And I was like, oh my God, if I hear this song one more time, I'm going to strangle someone and go to jail for that. But Human Fly is a cool song. They have like this, I don't know if you ever watched the opening theme to like the Monsters or even to Addams Family. That's kind of their sound. And it's their punk rock, and they just did makeup and everything. The punk rock scene, I wish I would have been older for that because I've been in a punk rock kind of mood. Rest in peace to Lux. He was the lead singer. So Wednesday, she gets to the school. She hates it. She hates everybody. No surprise there. But she's trying to figure out who. First, they almost try to kill her. And then she's trying to figure out, on top of that, who this killer is mauling people. So the town is like, oh, it's a bear. And they're like, so she finds out stuff. She finds out that her dad killed somebody and all this other stuff. The mystery goes back 25 years to when her parents went there, but then it actually goes back deeper to when they first settled here with the Pilgrims. And it doesn't get too woke, but it does kind of brush about the fact of how things started for the Puritans when they got here from Europe, but there was people already here, and they're like, oh, well, this is our land now. And this was something that they kind of touched base on in Addams Family Values, which was a sequel. And they talked about how they colonized the natives and stuff. So, folks were like, oh, it's too woke. I don't like to feel guilty about what, the past, but we want to never forget the past. I don't know, but I'm not going to go there. Point is this. Yeah, Wednesday has to solve this crime. But again, like I said, it's like 5 out of 5 and 70% Rotten Tomatoes. Like when I first saw the preview, I was like, okay. I was worried. I was like, I grew up with the Addams Family. I watched the black and white TV show from the 50s. I watched the reruns. I was blown away. I watched this with my daughter, and what made it so cool was that it was relatable because she's like Gen Z. I'm like borderline millennial Gen X, and we were just enjoying it. We were like not missing a beat. We watched the whole thing together, so I liked it. You know what else was good? Adult Wednesday Addams, and I'm so mad that I can't find any episodes of that on YouTube because I'd never finished it, and I was getting into it. What I'd always loved about the Addams Family, I'm just going to talk about this real brief. They might be like this weird family into weird shit, very unconventional, but the one thing that they always had, the family values that they have. Morticia was a mother. She loved her children, very motherly. Gomez, every business idea that he came up with worked. So he provided for his family. Uncle Fester and Gomez are like two polar opposites. Gomez is like, he can't do wrong. And Uncle Fester just be fucking up. But he's so happy. He like, I'm just happy. I don't care. Like, I'm living life. I'm loving it. I don't care what happens, what I do. I'm just out here. Then you got Wednesday and Pugsley, typical siblings, but they still love each other. Like, they fight, they go at it, but they love each other. And then you got Lurch, big tall guy. Regardless, like, it's just like their family just has that dynamic of love that a lot of families lack. And that's what I always liked about the Addams and the monsters too. No matter how weird the family was or how, outlandish they were, they still were a loving, adoring family. Like, that's goals right there. Like, if I decide to be with a guy, I want a guy like Gomez, like, Calamia. Can't keep his hands off me. Like, yeah, we getting it in. Surprised they ain't got more kids, but whatever. Anyway, this murder mystery type inspired show is Tim Burton. And they coming down on him talking about, oh yeah, the black people are not, they're antagonists. Why do black people got to be? Okay, black people can be antagonists, people. Stop acting like that. Secondly, they're not antagonists against Wednesday because they hate her for whatever. They're antagonists because if you think about Bianca and the other kid, I forget his name, they're basically in the shadows of their parents. And I don't know if you remember your teenage years, but I know what that's like. It's like, yo, like the one kid, his dad is mayor. He was a sheriff. He's done very well for himself in this town, and he has this shadow to live in. It's like everyone is expecting him to fuck up because he's not following in his dad's footsteps. Bianca, on the other hand, she's popular. She's like the girl you want to be, but you don't know her story when it comes to her mom and her mom was and why her mom is problematic. And she's just like, I don't want to have anything to do with my folks back home. And we have Miles Millar and Alfred Go. They've done a lot of stuff. Like, if you're familiar with Smallville, that was like their baby too. And they're like a great duo. They've put out a lot of great content over the years. But back to this. Like, it does kind of pick up. It's only 8 episodes, so you'll get to the point very, very quick. The only problem that I have, the only thought that I have, Wednesday at times she was a little more bitchier than I remember her being. Like, yes, I know she's deadpan and she's just like, whatever, humans are stupid. She's mean to a lot of the people that really care about her. And that's not the Wednesday I grew up with. But again, Jenna Ortega slams it out the park. She did great. The moral of the story, like Wednesday's alienation and her trying to do everything on her own and not really fucking with nobody, she learns that you need people, and she thrives on her solitude. And that's something I could personally resonate with because I always feel that I can't depend on people or they become a liability. Let me do it on my own. But when you realize that sometimes you need people in your corner, sometimes you need someone to come and have your back, regardless of if you want them to or not. I talked about this on the last episode of my podcast. Sometimes don't block their blessings because people genuinely just want to fucking help. If you enjoy the other renditions of the Addams Family, this is great. Now, I will tell you this. Even though we see all the Addams Family characters, we didn't see the grandma. But even though we saw all of the characters, all of the traditional characters from the family, they are not the main premise. They are not in the entire series really long. They have a few episodes dedicated to them, but the story is pivotal around Wednesday and her life at the school. So give it a check, check it out. I'm going to pretty much leave my review at that because at this point y'all probably done seen a bunch of other reviews. I'm not going to be breaking it down. Like, my goal in life is to enjoy stuff. And a lot of times I realize people just want to watch movies to dissect and complain. And no. So I like it. I'm a fan of like Buffy and shit like that. So this was right up my alley. It's binge worthy. I try not to watch the whole damn thing. And I wasn't trying to watch it in on like one day, but I almost did, but I didn't. So again, check out Wednesday. It's on Netflix. I'm sure they got a season 2. Shout out to Jenna Ortega, nailing Wednesday out the park. I'm about to get a dress and wear it and do that whole dance. Yeah, it's like, no, I'm gonna stop. Anyway, check it out. I'm your girl Rose, R.S. Lewis. Again, I'm glad to be back. I'm going to try to get more of these reviews and videos out to you on YouTube. I can't guarantee once a week, but maybe I'll do a trailer reaction next week or something. But till then, everyone, I'll catch you on the flip flap. And I want to end this like I end all my shows, is be awesome, be you, but above all else, love yourself. All right, guys, take care. I'm out.